I don't know how good Roach is. And just to add a little mustard to it, y'all are some damn liars, bruh. Hey, check this out. Check this out. Lamont Roach versus Eastside Pitbull Cruz. Look at that. So the fight is going to be at 140, just in case you guys were wondering, because Lamont Roach had a pit stop at 135 to beat Tank Davis. You see how I did that? Fight on December 6th in San Antonio. Oh, shit. We have a lot to break down here. Lamont Roach is showing a ton of balls. He goes from 135 to 130, back to 135, and for one fight with Tank. I think it was a robbery, end up being a draw. Moves up, fight Eastside Pitbull Cruz at 140 in San Antonio. The crowd isn't going to be looking at Lamont Roach. The crowd is pro Pitbull. Can we agree there? Yes. Okay, hit the Tyson bell. Now, Pitbull been doing this thing at 140. Pitbull is probably thicker, too heavy for 140, to be honest. Yeah, 100%. Okay. Lamont Roach fighting Pitbull at 140. I think it's diabolical. I think I'm going to put money on the fight. Actually, I know I am. And I want to be convinced that Lamont Roach is going to beat Pitbull. Honestly, I don't know who wins the fight. The only reason I don't know who wins the fight is because I'm going to get trolled if I say Pitbull wins the fight. I got hit so hard with Canelo Crawford, I'm a little gun shy. You guys know I stay transparent because my mind says Pitbull wins the fight. All right, Rayo made the blueprint. Okay, that I knew was coming. I'm going to ask you guys, does El Rayo and Lamont Roach fight alike at all? You know what? I'm going to answer that for you. Rayo is longer. He fights a lot with his feet. He moves a lot. He's a mover, and he's very busy. When he fought Pitbull, he boxed on the outside, and he fought him off of him too. Don't forget, Pitbull was catching Rayo. That's the Black Two Sugars. It's just that Rayo fought him off with busyness. All right? That is the style that Rayo has. Roach is a counterpuncher who sits in the pocket. Counterpuncher who sits in the pocket. I'm not sure how well that works against Pitbull. That's number one. I don't know how well that works. It works well against Tank because Tank is also a counterpuncher. I'm just putting questions out there. I know what's going to happen with y'all. Y'all going to say, oh, you think Lamont Roach going to lose? Lamont ain't got a chance. ShowBizz. Ah! Let me just put some shit out here for you guys, just logically speaking. All right? Tank Davis is also a counterpuncher. I've said this before. Fighters have fought Tank Davis patiently. It bothered him. Ask Rolly. Rolly only got knocked out when he got impatient. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Watch that fight again. But here's the second thing. I don't know how good Roach is. And just to add a little mustard to it, y'all are some damn liars, bruh. I'm going to call y'all out. Y'all so busy calling Biz out, I'm going to call you out. Y'all some damn liars, bruh. Y'all switch up crazy. And y'all keep blaming me, say I switch up. I don't. Y'all do. Because none of y'all saying that Roach is the next Terrence Crawford now wasn't saying any of that shit before the Tank fight. Either y'all was saying y'all didn't want to see the fight, or Tank was cherry picking, or Roach was too damn small. I'm keeping it a buck because I know I did. Y'all were right there. None of y'all was calling Roach the next Terrence Crawford. None of y'all said Roach had crazy IQ and was crazy skillful and was going to beat Tank. Y'all damn lie. Y'all see Roach versus Tank, this one damn fight, all of a sudden, he's too good of a boxer. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Y'all cannot get me off of this. Because by a huge margin, y'all are calling Tank a cherry picker, a duck, and all that shit. By a huge margin. All of a sudden, I'm the damn fool for questioning how good Roach is, really? Let's keep it real. When you know Tank hasn't been inspired to fight since Frank Martin. Tank just said against Jake, I ain't the face of boxing. I'm just a guy who boxes. That guy has been plugged out for 2 years. All of a sudden, Roach is the next Terrence Crawford. Love him like a play cousin. I'm just saying, whoa, 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 pump the brakes for a minute. I've seen this before. I remember when everybody was saying Buster Douglas was going to beat Evander the Real Deal Holyfield. I remember before Mike Tyson, Buster Douglas was a buster, a cherry pick. Just like y'all said, Buster Douglas knocks Tyson ass out, who's an uninspired Mike Tyson. Everyone knew that too. But Buster Douglas versus Holyfield, not only did they give him a chance, he was the favorite. Holyfield knocked that man out within 3 rounds. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying Lamont Roach is Buster Douglas. I'm saying, how the hell can y'all be so confident in knowing that? And knowing that he is a fantastic fighter who's slick with high IQ. How is it not Tank had an off night, or he was just kryptonite for Super Tank? How can y'all tell? Give me the 3 fights that is convincing you guys. Include Tank. Right now, tell me the other 2. Right now. I'm just questioning. I'm wondering, and I think it makes sense. Go, DJ. That's my DJ. Let me see. I think Roach is going to fight Pitbull the same way Tank did. I don't think he can pull it off at 140. Here's the thing, DJ. I still don't think Roach is as good as Tank. I don't. I think Tank is a far better fighter than Roach. He just was Tank's kryptonite, just like Tarver and Roy. Tarver struggled with everybody else. But when it came to Roy, he was working Roy for 2 reasons. Roy wasn't the same as Roy, like Tank ain't the same as Tank. But number 2, he's a bad matchup for Roy. He knew Roy since the amateurs. And a southpaw, he was a horrible matchup for Roy. Roy won the first one by the skin of his teeth. I'm going to keep it a bean. Tank took a knee, and it should have been a knockdown. Oh, God. He was robbed of a knockdown. It should have been about 2 points. Because he got his eye wiped, too. That's close to disqualification. I'm 100% with you guys on that one. But with that said, Lamont Roach ain't knock him down. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Tanky Wanky's been saying this for a minute. Lamont Roach ain't knock him down. He gonna knock out Pitbull? Tank couldn't. Lamont Roach is now he's swatting. I love him like a play cousin, but I'm gonna keep it. Now he's swatting. Brother, this fight with Pitbull is a problem. And that's the Black Two Sugars. I ain't never seen a man set up this badly ever. Ever. The guy just got his spot off in that light. You gonna throw him in a damn pit with Pitbull, moving furniture and rolling around the mud with him? That fight gonna be torture and grueling as hell. If he gets out of it, he's better than Tank. He's better than Tank because he beat Tank, got robbed, and he beat Pitbull. If he gets out of it, he's better than Tank. I said it before, and I'll say it again, and you Tanky Wankies can take it as however you like it. Because with me, the filter's off. Tank doesn't like getting hit. Tank said he was a little nervous versus Ryan, right? He don't like getting hurt. When Roach was countering him, Tank had a safety on that Glock. And that's the Black Two Sugars. He tried to open up a little bit. He had a safety on that Glock, bro. That's the Black Two Sugars. Pitbull, shit. Pitbull, shit. And that's the Black Two Sugars. Pitbull's gonna be sitting down throwing some shit. The only thing I can say is that little parade Lamont Roach did after his draw with Tank, that's pissing a lot of Tanky Wankies off. He followed that up fighting Pitbull at 140. So his integrity, I have no question. Because he won a Shakur. So his integrity, that I don't question that at all. I just don't know how good he is. And it's funny that y'all do. That's my thing. Hell, after that draw, he's fighting Pitbull in a damn hell fight, while Tank is fighting Jake Paul. And what I would like to call, let's help fund the PBC fight. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something, dog. Let me tell you something. Tank said it's the fight I want next, but it ain't gonna be next. Fighting Jake. Tank right now is doing what he got to do. Tank is doing what he got to do. Manny Pacquiao too, which would be a good segue to Manny Pacquiao versus Rolly, but I ain't ready yet. All right. But with that said, I wonder how many of you would have said that Lamont Roach would beat Pitbull at 140 before Tank. Tell me who's on him. Not a damn chance. You wouldn't give him a damn chance. I'm gonna say this too. For you Tanky Wankies, I'm gonna ask you guys before I move on. Who do you want to win between Lamont Roach and Pitbull? Think about it. Tanky Wankies, think if Pitbull wins, if Pitbull knocks out Roach, what does that mean for Tank? For me, I think that means Tank just had a bad night, bro. If Roach beats Pitbull, outboxes him and everything, Roach is as good, if not better than Tank, bro. Because Pitbull is one of Tank's best wins. He gets robbed against Tank and then beats Pitbull. Lamont Roach is asked, what did that say about Tank? How good is he really? Bruh, or how great is Roach on the cup half full shit? If Lamont Roach beats Pitbull, he's the real deal. And I don't know how you can't say he's better than Tank. But while y'all bull jiving, there's people who think Tank won. I think Lamont Roach won 7-5 without that knockdown being scored. 7-5 is close. There's people who saw 7-5 the other way. Y'all act like this Roach situation is he's the next Shakur. There's people that look at that fight and say, y'all giving it way too much credit on Lamont Roach. There's a lot of y'all who's looking at the fight that's like he gave him a fight, and because of that, y'all think he won. He just gave him a fight. The reason why I get that is because people thought Tarver beat Roy the first time when Roy beat him, to me, clearly. But he gave Roy his closest fight, so people thought Tarver got robbed. That is like a real thing. I need to watch the Tank Lamont Roach fight again. I need to watch that shit again. But I know it should have been a knockdown and he got robbed of the knockdown, meaning he got robbed of the draw. That's for sure. But with that said, I still thought he won without the knockdown. But let's look at it. I have to look at it again. But yeah, styles make fights, especially if you had a bad day, which had a bad day. Tank was out there with his head down, twiddling thumbs all press conference. You see him messing with the balloon against Jake. You think the balloon playing Tank is the one who knocked out Leo Santa Cruz? Ever since Floyd, that dude been playing with balloons and looking down and twiddling thumbs and shit. What happened to Tank? You mess around, look good against that Tank. all of a sudden people think that you're the next Sweet Pea Whitaker. It's crazy as shit. So listen, I don't know, man. Hey, listen, man. Y'all did tell me that Crawford was an everything man and that Crawford can wrestle, but and my wife is Mexican and all that. But my whole thing is Crawford has proven to be different. Roach, I love him like a play cousin, but damn. I'm gun shy now because of the Canelo Crawford thing. All right, but I can't let that get in the way of just my logic, bro. All right, now Lamont Roach can definitely win the fight because Pitbull, he's not always looking great. Sometimes you just like, hey, this dude looks, his role about to stop. So, I'm thinking about that too. Sometimes a fighter can just get better, right? You fought Tank. All it took was this. The difference between a good athlete and a great one is this. Maybe the switch happened. Maybe you believe that you're that good. You look at Terrence Crawford. He's all belief. All belief. Nobody can beat me. Nobody ever will ever. Like he's, and that just makes him, he beats everybody in everything. Madden, basketball, football. Like he is psyched out. You got to be delusional. And Lamont Roach is definitely delusional enough. So go to San Antonio and whoop Pitbull ass. It can happen. All right. I just got to think for a minute and I'll be placing a big bet on my bookie. All right. ShowBizz The Adult. I'm out. Huh.